What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Finn from the Mikasa Sukasa Network. First things first, I shaved the beard. I'm looking real young now. But, sorry, it is what it is. Back home in Fayetteville, North Carolina for about a week, so the video here is going to be not the same quality. Sorry about that. Let's jump right into my analysis of the first round of the NFL Draft. We're going to talk my favorite picks, some surprise picks, the absolute steals of this draft, and then we're going to end with my least favorite picks of the draft. So let's start it off. We'll keep this video as short as we possibly can. If you like it, let me know in the comments if you want me to do this for the rest of the rounds of the draft. And then let me know what you thought your favorite pick was, worst pick, biggest steal was for the draft for your team. So, first and foremost, my favorite picks of this draft, not just the steals, right, but my favorite picks in terms of fit into the system and where they got them in the draft. I have two. First is going to be Bradley Chubb, an NC State pass rusher, going to Denver. Holy, I did not expect that at 5. I almost thought Bradley Chubb would be gone at 4 to Cleveland. It looks like Denver took what everybody thought Cleveland was going to do and just applied it to them, which was grabbing another pass rusher early in the draft to pair with their already premier pass rusher, Von Miller, who is, as far as I'm concerned, the best edge rusher in football right now. Now you add a double-headed attack. That allows guys like Shane Ray, Shaq Barrett to be, if Shaq Barrett's even still on the team, but to be rotational pass rushers. And if you watch the Eagles at all, you know a rotation of pass rushers to keep the pressure consistent and keep those guys fresh is crucial to football success. We saw it with the Eagles, and we saw that with the Broncos themselves when they won a Super Bowl. So love Bradley Chubb to Denver. Second favorite pick in this draft is Minkah Fitzpatrick to Miami. I believe that was at 12 in the draft. I love Minkah Fitzpatrick because I love Rashad Jones. Rashad Jones, if you guys don't know, is the ex-Georgia safety playing for the Dolphins. He's been putting up Ken Chancellor numbers for a long time, but with the ability to play coverage. Not that Cam Chancellor can't cover, but he's not really known for that. Rashad Jones is a do-it-all kind of safety that's really underrated in the Miami market. Minkah can come in, and he provides versatility that also complements Rashad Jones. Minkah can guard running backs and tight ends. He can guard receivers. He can play nickel corner. He can play outside corner. He can play center field if you want to bring Rashad Jones in the box, or he can slide down in the box. And Rashad. The point is, you have no idea where these safeties are going to be post-snap. He's very smart, very talented, great tackler. I love Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I love him as a fit in Miami. He really completes that secondary so they can move forward as a defense because they're getting there on offense. Obviously, they got a lot of reworking that they need to do. They lost Landry. Ryan Tannehill's coming back. Kenyon Drake is kind of the starter at running back, and that's it for star power. But Minkah coming in helps kind of solidify that defense, and I really like that fit. Let's talk a little bit about my surprise picks. Some not really head scratchers, but some, maybe a couple of them were head scratchers, but picks that really just kind of stood out to me as guys I didn't expect going where they went. First one is going to be Sony Michel, Georgia running back, going to the New England Patriots. Drafted about 5-6 picks after his college roommate, offensive guard slash offensive tackle, Isaiah Wynn. I really like Sony Michel. He is a better Dion Lewis. He fits extremely well to complement that by-committee system. He's a great pass catcher, a hard runner. He's perfect for the fit in New England. I don't think they're going to miss a beat of Dion Lewis. I think Sony's going to slide right in. Why is he a surprise pick? I think a lot of people had other running backs, the LSU running back, Saquon Barkley, probably his own teammate Nick Chubb going ahead of him. There's guys that people thought were going to go first over Sony Michel, that he was probably a second or third round pick. But going as early as he did, really it comes down to what tools can you bring, and that's exactly what New England's looking for. Next is the Baker Mayfield and Denzel Ward. I want to give a shout out to Jeff Risdon, who called Denzel Ward about 4 months ago. And here's the thing. It's pretty obvious when you see that they picked. Everybody thought they were going to go Sam Darnold at 1 at quarterback. They go Baker Mayfield. Why? I want to say swagger. I want to say they just think that he's the leader in the locker room that can come in because they have an offense for him. Carlos Hyde, Josh Gordon, Jarvis Landry, Corey Coleman, David Njoku. That team can play. I just need a guy to give him the ball and be a leader. That's Baker. I feel that. Ward is really obvious if we thought about it. They lost Jason McCourty, their #1 corner last year. They just got Rollins from Green Bay in a trade who played corner but is going to be switching to free safety. So free safety is taken care of. Jabril Pepper is going to play strong safety. They have nothing. They have nothing at cornerback #1. Everybody wanted them to go Bradley Chubb which Denver ended up taking with the next pick to complement with Myles Garrett. But at the end of the day, what good is a pass rush if you can't guard anybody because you don't have a number one lockdown corner? We saw how different teams changed. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, lockdown corner, came in and helped change the Jacksonville offense. Marshawn Lattimore came in, lockdown corner, helped change the Saints defense. Number one corner can do a lot of things for you. So going out and grabbing the best corner with blazing speed from Ohio State, Denzel Ward, in this draft is phenomenal pick. Great pick by Cleveland. I really, really like that pick. Jeff Risdon called it. A lot of people had Chubb or Minkah Fitzpatrick going at 4. But he said, expect Denzel Ward to slide up. So good call on you, Jeff. And then the last pick that really kind of confused me was Edmonds to Pittsburgh. Not Tremaine Edmonds, but his brother, who also played at Virginia Tech as well, but in the secondary. It's a surprise pick to me because a lot of people didn't have him going until the 3rd or 4th round. So it's very surprising that he went in the 1st round to Pittsburgh. But one of the biggest issues that Pittsburgh has, because we've seen them consistently getting to the AFC Championship or late in the playoffs and struggling against teams with great tight ends, specifically the Patriots. Edmonds is a safety who is kind of known, I guess the pros for him on his draft profile is that he's able to guard tight ends. He's able to play physical with tight ends. And that's just something you're going to need because they're in a division with the Ravens, which just drafted Hayden Hurst, the 1st-round tight end, who's very tall and has Gronk comparisons. David Njoku, a very fast tight end for the Browns, who had a great season. So you're going to have to guard David Njoku. And then you're going to have to go up against Tyler Eifert, who is one of the best tight ends in the game. So in a very tight end-heavy division, not to mention your biggest nemesis, has Rob Gronkowski, the greatest tight end to ever play football. Oh, snap. Sorry, that got some wind here. It's no surprise that they grabbed the guy who they feel like can guard safeties or guard tight ends. And I guess Edmonds is a guy that they feel that can do that. And they wanted to grab him now because they may not have the picks later to grab him. So kind of a surprise. Don't really know too much about that pick, but that's what I think Pittsburgh is thinking with that. I got 3 steals. I have no idea how Derwin James dropped to 17 to San Diego, or LA, sorry, the LA Chargers. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. That team has got a very talented defense. They have great corners in Casey Hayward and Jason Verrett. This is going to give them a guy that can come down in the box, a very reliable tackler, and many people's best safety. Minkah Fitzpatrick can kind of do it all, but he's not the clear-cut best safety. Many felt Derwin James was the best safety in the draft, and to get him all the way at 17, great value, big steal for them. Calvin Ridley to the Falcons is ridiculous. We all knew that Atlanta kind of needed a wide receiver too. They have Mohamed Sanu. They lost Taylor Gabriel in this offseason, but James Hardy is expected, the old ECU Pirate, is expected to come in and play slot. Ridley gives them a guy that can take snaps in the slot if you have Sanu out there. And then if you take Sanu out and you put Ridley at wide receiver 2, then you can come in and bring in Hardy with the slot. Very talented, lethal across from Julio Jones. People thought Calvin Ridley can come in and be a wide receiver 1. The fact that he's going to be wide receiver 2 in Atlanta with an already stacked offense just puts them right back into the Super Bowl conversation, as they are already a playoff team without him. Sam Darnold to the Jets is another one of those huge Baker Mayfield first. Nobody thought Saquon Barkley was going second. There was rumors, but everybody thought that the Giants were going quarterback. Now, this is a steal. How do you get a steal at the 3rd pick? When the Jets traded up and put a lot of draft stock and traded up to 3 with Indy, everybody was confused. Why would you spend so much money or draft value, if you will, to move up and get pretty much the 3rd best quarterback at the time? People thought you were going to, you're pretty much at the mercy of who the other 2 guys pick, because they're going to pick Darnold, they're going to pick Rosen, and then you're going to have to deal with Allen or Mayfield or whatever. But for Darnold to drop to them is crazy to me. Many people think Darnold is the best quarterback in this draft. He's got a lot of intangibles, just got to fix some turnover issues. The Jets are a good team. He can learn behind Josh McCown and really develop. And I think that's a really big steal, because getting the number 1 quarterback at 3 is very, very, it's very tough to do, man. It doesn't really happen that much to get the clear-cut best quarterback in the draft. Well, not clear-cut, but the guy that you might think first at 3 is phenomenal here. Sorry, I got a little notification. So let's get into, finish up this video up with my least favorite picks. This doesn't necessarily mean these guys are going to be bad players. I just think that there are better picks available. First, I want to go with the running back Penny from San Diego State going to Seattle. I have no issues with Penny being, going to Seattle as a player. I like him. He destroyed NCAA, in yards last year. Great running back, good size. I know the last San Diego State, Pumphrey, went to the Eagles, kind of undersized guy, but Penny has great size, great speed. He's a kick returner as well, so definitely has a lot of open field vision and open line speed. So why doesn't he fit? And that's because they don't have any offensive linemen. I'm very confused at why you don't grab a guy like Will Hernandez or just anybody to help protect Russell Wilson. Is Penny a bad pick from a player perspective, like his individual talent? No. But I'm really confused at why they didn't address a huge need unless they plan on trading. But they don't have anybody on the offensive line that can really protect Russell Wilson. So what makes them think that they're going to have a guy, draft Penny, and he's going to have any success on the ground if they don't have the offensive line to do so? They also had a guy, Chris Carson, who looked good last year. So I'm surprised that they're deciding to bring in another guy and maybe move on from him or go by committee. I just think there was better people available for Seattle at the time. And then last but not least, let's go with Mike Hughes, the cornerback, going to the Minnesota Vikings at the 30th pick in the draft. Once again, I don't want to talk down on Mike Hughes. He's a talented corner on an undefeated team. UCF is a good football team last year. So that says something about his ability to help and compete and be a first-round draft choice. I think there's a better fit, and that's why it's my least favorite pick, not the worst pick in the draft. I'd say Penny's the worst pick in the draft. My least favorite pick is Mike Hughes. I really thought a guy like Devin Oliver, tall, long arms, really solid in man and zone, would be perfect across from Xavier Rhodes. Because you got Xavier Rhodes, Trey Waynes in the slot, and maybe Trey Waynes, maybe I need to look more. Maybe Trey Waynes is the outside guy, and they're looking to fill in the slot, and maybe that's where Mike Hughes fits as a shorter guy. But I think Devin Oliver would have been perfect outside to kind of mirror with another long corner, because they like to run a lot of one-high safety, so you need a guy who's very tall, got good speed, very good in press. He's good at all of that, so very, very talented corner. I thought Devin Oliver was going to go there, but as I'm sitting here talking about in this video, they might feel Trey Waynes is good out there, and maybe Mike Hughes can come in and play in the slot. So if anybody has info on Mike Hughes, let me know in the comment section what you thought, if that was a good pick, or maybe they could have gone somewhere else corner. There's guys like Josh Jackson that are still available in the draft. Who knows? Anyways, that wraps up my first round video here. Excited for the rest of the draft. My Lions ended up going Frank Ragnow, the center for the Arkansas Razorbacks, so addressing the run game is huge for me. It's not a big, like some guy said on Twitter, it's not a sexy pick, but it's a good value pick. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what the draft's all about. So let me know in the comment section what you think. Looking forward to the rest of the draft and providing you with more sports content. The Beardless Finn is out.